In the headlines, Works Minister pledges completion of Abuja-Kaduna-Kano highways early 2023. Army rescues 2 more Chibok girls in captivity. T.Y. Danjuma says his 2017 call for self-defense vindicated. Away from Nigeria, far-right Meloni sworn in as Italy's first woman prime minister. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ila. Thank you for joining. And now the details. The Minister of State for Works and Housing, Umar El Yaqub, says work on the Abuja-Kaduna Highway and Zaria-Kano Highway will be completed early 2023 to reduce the hardship of commuters on the road. The minister made this known while inspecting construction of the highways in Kaduna. The report.
The minister explained that appreciable progress has been made on sections 2 and 3 of the project covering Zaria to Kano, but lamented the difficulties faced by commuters on the Kaduna-Abuja section. Despite the damage, commuters ply Durbi Bridge, but Rigachukun Bridge has been closed for long, with commuters spending hours in traffic due to the situation of the bridge. While inspecting both bridges, the minister said assessment of damages has been done for prompt action.
We had looked at the 2 damaged bridges in Kaduna, Rigachukun, and assessment has been done. The first one is the Rigachukun Bridge and the Dumbi Bridge. Assessment of the extent of the damage has been carried out by our ministry officials, and procurement process is going on so as to bring the contractor very soon to site so as to start work on that, on the 2 bridges. The first one, the Rigachukun Bridge, of course, as you have seen, only one of the dual carriageways is working now. The other one is completely blocked for traffic. However, the Dumbi Bridge is still good, is intact. It's just that we are being proactive in ensuring that any weakness in that bridge is rectified.
On the 64.7 kilometer Zaria-Funtua road under construction, out of which 7.4 will be dualized, the minister said the contractor assured of delivery in 6 months.
Where we are standing, the contractor is doing the stone base, and he's finished on the other side, so it remains the wearing course. And the contractor has just confirmed to me that by next month, this road, this section of this road, where you have the 7 kilometer dual carriageway, will be finished.
And the work is progressing very well, and we have just like 13 kilometers to get over it. Yes, we have over 54 kilometers now on binder course, and the contractor is a serious one. They know their job, so it gave us less problem to supervise.
Other projects inspected by the minister in Kaduna include Kaduna Eastern Bypass, which has been under construction for 20 years. When completed, the project will boost economic activities, ease movement of goods and services, as well as help in the fight against insecurity. From Kaduna, Bello Musa, reporting for Trust TV.
The Nigerian military has disclosed that 2 more Chibok girls, Yana Pogu and Rejoice Sankey, have been rescued in Borno State. The Theater Commander, Northeast Joint Operation Hadinkai, Major General Christopher Musa, disclosed this to newsmen in Maiduguri, the state capital. The General Officer commanding 7th Division, Maiduguri, Major General Shuaibu Waidi, who presented them to the media, said that they will be handed over to the Borno State government after undergoing medical examination with their children. Waidi said that Pogu, who is number 19 on the abducted Chibok girls list, was rescued on September 29, 2022 with the 4 children, 2 boys and twin girls in Mairari village, Bama local government area by troops of 21 Armored Brigade during a clearance patrol. He added that the rescued women were undergoing medical examination with their children for eventual handing over to the Borno State government. Former Minister of Defense Theophilus Danjuma on Saturday restated his call on Nigerians to defend themselves against armed foreign bandits terrorizing the country. Danjuma made the call at the official presentation of staff of office to the new Aku Uka of Wukari, Manu Ali in Wukari. Ali was appointed the new Aku Uka in 2021 by Taraba State Governor Darius Ishaku following the demise of Dr. Shekarau Angu, who ruled for 45 years. According to Danjuma, his earlier call on Nigerians to defend their land against armed foreign bandits was taken for granted, and the result was clear for everyone to see. He said in 2017, a kangaroo commission of inquiry was set up to investigate what he said that was eventually dismissed because there was no evidence, noting that, however, that there is now evidence everywhere. Governor Ishaku, while presenting the staff of office to the Aku Uka, urged him to unite his subjects for a peaceful, prosperous kingdom and state. Ishaku congratulated Ali on his elevation as the supreme leader of the Kwararafa Kingdom, urging him to use his wealth of experience to attract peace and development and develop the state. Saad Abubakar, the Sultan of Sokoto, urged the youth of Wukari to listen to the Aku Uka for a peaceful election in 2023 and beyond. Food and other items have been donated to flood victims in Yobe State by the Northeast Development Commission as part of humanitarian gesture to assist the people. The Managing Director, Muhammad Alkali, said that the donation was in fulfillment of the Commission's commitment to the state during the Humanitarian Day celebration held in Borno State. Alkali said that the Commission will also make another provision for the victims of flood in the affected states of the region.
People who are in the on 18th of August in Borno State, when the President presided over the World Humanitarian Day, we made a commitment to provide support to the Northeast as a humanitarian gesture, and to promise providing all the 6 states in the Northeast with some food item and no food item. And now we are pledging to concretize that promise. This is why we're here in Yobe today, to give them what we promise. And you have seen today, physically, you have seen we are giving Yobe State 10,000 bags of rice with some blankets, vegetable oil, and so on and so forth. And we're going to repeat the same thing in the other 5 states accordingly, in not very distant future.
And on political matters, Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi on Saturday visited Governor Doye Diri of Bayelsa State in Yenagoa, the state capital, to sympathize with victims of floods in the state. The former governor of Anambra State, who earlier on Thursday visited flood-ravaged communities in Benue State to commiserate with victims, tasked the federal government to be proactive in mitigating the effects of devastating floods across the country. Obi also called on his counterparts in other parties to suspend their campaigns and join him to help victims of floods across the state of the Federation. Floods have hit parts of Nigeria in the last 2 months, with the National Emergency Management Agency saying that about 2.5 million persons were affected and over 603 persons killed by flooding that followed torrential rainfall of late. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, will commence a tour of states with high incidence of flooding across all geopolitical zones in the country on Tuesday. His media advisor, Paul Ibe, has said. Ibe, who stated that the former vice president of Nigeria will visit Bayelsa State to kickstart the tour. He said that the tours become incumbent in view of the trauma that the incident have caused its victims. The tours, according to Ibe, will provide the presidential candidate the opportunity to have an oversight impact assessment of these flooding incidents and give him a veritable window to impute those ecological concerns in his policy documents. Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi on Thursday called on his counterparts in other parties to suspend campaigns and join him to provide succor for flood victims across the country. Obi has since visited Benue and Bayelsa floods victims. According to the National Emergency Management Agency, about 2.5 million persons have been displaced and over 603 persons killed by the flooding caused by torrential rainfall. Meanwhile, the APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu has opened his party's campaign office in Kano as part of his 3-day official campaign visit to the state. Thousands of party supporters across the 44 local government areas of the state turn out to receive him as he made his way to the state government house. Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, the party governorship candidate, Nasiru, candidates and several other politicians received Tinubu. While commissioning the office, Bola Tinubu said he believes that his party is on the right track to win the 2023 elections with the support he is receiving in Kano. Meanwhile, youths in Lagos State on Saturday staged a peaceful rally to show support for All Progressive Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu and the party's governorship candidate in the state, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, ahead of the 2023 elections. The youths were seen with various APC paraphernalia, including brooms and flags, as they marched from Maryland on Mobolaji Bank Anthony Way to Police College via Ikeja, the state capital. The rally, organized by Tinubu's son, Sheyi, is tagged Eco Youth Walk for Tinubu, Shetima, Sanwo-Olu, Hamzat. The march saw a huge presence of scores of officers from the Nigeria Police Force, the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. LASMA, in an advisory on Friday, announced the temporary closure of some roads in the state capital and adjoining areas to traffic on Saturday due to the march. Amid security concerns, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, on Saturday stormed Edo State for his presidential campaign ahead of the 2023 elections. Atiku arrived at the Benin City Airport alongside members of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council, including the national chairman of the party, Yocha Ayu. He was received at the airport by Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State and his deputy governor, Philip Shuaibu, as well as top politicians, PDP officials and members in the state. From the airport, Atiku and his entourage visited the palace of the Oba of Benin, Oba Ewurare II, the second, where he sought the blessings of the monarch for his ambition. He said that the monarch has a great role to play in providing leadership for the country. Atiku visited Edo despite security threats in the state. Now, money is a major requirement in the execution of a successful political campaign, but there is always a big question mark on how these funds are sourced and what the intentions are for providing them. Chamung Dabeng interrogates the implications of money politics in Nigeria and how campaign funding impacts on the electoral processes. The report.
The Electoral Act 2022 has clauses which are supposed to ensure that every party enjoys a level playing field during the campaigns. Section 88, subsection 8 of the Electoral Act provides that no individual or other entity shall donate more than 50 million naira to a candidate, while Section 90, subsection 3 prohibits a political party from accepting monetary or other contributions, which is more than 50 million naira, unless it can identify the source of the money to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. But many political observers believe that the Independent National Electoral Commission is merely paying lip service to the clause placing a cap on campaign funding.
Here, we do not have that contributory sense of pooling resources through the support base. Most of the time what we have individuals spending in their own money and their cronies. So what we have very fine letters in the law books, making all sort of restrictions and prescription as to source of funding and how much you should spend. We have what I would always call that supermarket mentality. We write about anything and we outlaw everything.
There are many that believe that the party primaries which produced candidates for the 2023 elections were marred by vote buying. If the same impunity plays out during the process of campaigns, especially as it pertains to funding, many believe that those that donated these funds could exercise undue influence on those elected.
For us to get the kind of democracy that we want, we would have to pay for it. What do I mean by paying for the kind of democracy that we want? It means that if we've seen a candidate that we like, if we like the things that he's saying, if we agree with his policies, his position, and where he wants to take the country to, then we should be prepared to fund his campaign. Because any time a candidate puts his hands in his pocket and pay for a campaign process, you should expect that when he gets into office, he's going to fund or replace all of those monies that he spent during campaign back to his pockets. But the only problem now is that he's going to do that at an interest rate that only he can determine.
According to both Kagbo and Buhari, the only way to stop the influence of money as a deciding factor in electoral processes is to fix the ailing economy that has caused financial distress to many Nigerians. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at benefits of decorative herbal plants. Details of this and more after the break.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here's a recap of our top stories again. Works Minister pledges completion of Abuja-Kaduna-Kano highways early 2023. Army rescues 2 more Chibok girls in captivity. The United Arab Emirates immigration authorities have imposed a visa ban on Nigerians and are now rejecting visa applications. This was conveyed in a notice issued to UAE's trade partners in Nigeria, including travel agencies, on Friday. No reason was given for the visa ban, but UAE immigration authorities said all applications are on hold until issues between the UAE government and the Nigerian government are resolved. The development comes over a month after the UAE stopped issuing tourist visas to persons under the age of 40, affecting Nigerians as well as other countries. Speaking on the issue, the federal government said that Nigerians need to respect the immigration laws of other countries to avoid unwarranted treatment. Now, horticulture can help contribute to building sustainable livelihoods, improve incomes by providing urban populations with crops such as fruits, vegetables for consumption, and plants for ornamental purposes, while contributing massively to landscaping. The flower and decorative plants industry is experiencing a gradual boost, especially in Nigeria's capital city, Abuja, where cultivators, event planners, flower shop owners are harnessing financial and health benefits. Trust TV's Aisha Salihu reports.
Maintaining a balance within the ecosystem ensures proportionality of existence for every organism in the environment. This applies to the sustainable production, maintenance, marketing and cultivating of plants in gardens to produce food and medicinal ingredients or for comfort and ornamental purposes. But Timothy E.G., who has been in this line of work for over a decade, says sourcing, nursing and cultivating these plants is labor and capital intensive. This is because of vast variety of plants and flowers and the different purposes for which they are used.
Me that is doing this business, we know the people that I import them from abroad normally buy it from them. So when they bring it, they were like this. I think one is around 4,000, 5,000, depending on the dollars. So I buy it 5,000 each. So I come and transplant it. When I plant it, plant is all about the sizes. Once it grows, the price increases. We have some plants are herbs. Some are just for decoration. We have a golden palm. We have a tuja, which is called Christmas tree. We have a anglomania. These are indoor. Those that buy flower, those are the people that build houses, estate, and the individual that have houses. So they come to buy, patronize us. When they come, they are the ones that even appreciate us.
He acknowledges the health benefits associated with plants and the profitability of the business.
Although it's for decoration, but it's the main purpose. When you have plants around your house, you are having a healthy environment. Sometimes they rent and they return it. And some of them buy and keep it by themselves to maintain it.
The horticultural business in the FCT is highly lucrative, hence an untapped gold mine capable of creating employment opportunities to many while beautifying, purifying the environment, removing toxic air pollutants, and replacing them with pristine oxygen for humans and animals to thrive. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Kwara State government has reiterated its readiness to encourage and support young entrepreneurs to become big players in the state economy. Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak gave the assurance at a gathering of young entrepreneurs in Ilorin, the state capital. The report.
Young entrepreneurs across the country are gathered in this hall for membership by those who have surmounted the initial challenges of starting and sustaining a business. They advise them not to be deterred by such challenges.
Anybody who has the foresight to look inwards towards building a conducive environment where entrepreneurship can grow, that person is even doing more than the government.
The convener of the event, Ahmed Lawal, says the essence is to make the beneficiaries replicate the strategies for sustaining businesses in their individual ventures in the nearest future.
Like I was saying, it's not possible for any of us seated here today to be able to fully conceptualize how important, how great this network can be. I say can be rather than saying is, because we still have a lot of work to do to make it blossom, to make the potentials achieved. The picture out there is that
Youths are only into Yahoo. Youths are into criminality and vices. Youths are into drugs. But seeing so many youths here, I think I'm convinced.
Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, who is represented at the event, promised to continue to support young entrepreneurs in the state as a way of encouraging self-reliance.
Now, away from Nigeria, far-right leader Giorgia Meloni was sworn in as Italian Prime Minister on Saturday to become the first woman to head a government in Italy. Meloni took the oath before President Sergio Mattarella at the Quirinal Palace in Rome, once home to popes and kings of Italy. Her post-fascist Brothers of Italy party, Eurosceptic and anti-immigration, won the September 25 legislative polls but needed outside support to form a government. Meloni's appointment is a historic event for the Eurozone's third largest economy and for Brothers of Italy, which has never been in government. It won 26% of the vote last month compared to 8% and 9% respectively for her allies Forza Italia and the Far-Right League. Meloni's list of 24 ministers, including 6 women, revealed a desire to reassure Italy's partners. South Africa's graft-accused former president Jacob Zuma on Saturday accused his successor Cyril Ramaphosa of corruption and treason following a cash heist scandal at the latter's farm. The divisive politician's accusations came just months before the ruling ANC party's year-end crunch conference, where Ramaphosa is expected to seek a second term. Zuma, in his first news conference in Johannesburg since he ended his 15-month jail term earlier this month for contempt of court, accused Ramaphosa of corruption and treason. He was reacting to allegations earlier this year that Ramaphosa concealed a multi-million-dollar cash heist at his luxury farmhouse. And in sports news, Liverpool's mini revival came to a crashing halt with a 1-0 defeat at Nottingham Forest, who secured just their second Premier League win for 23 years thanks to Taiwo Awoniyi's goal. Awoniyi spent 6 years as a Liverpool player without ever making an appearance, as he was farmed out on a series of loan spells, but came back to haunt his former club and move his current employers off the bottom of the table. Liverpool were without the firepower of the injured Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota and Luis Diaz, and it showed as they lacked the spark needed to unlock a deep-lying Forest defence. The Reds have now already lost more league games in the first 11 matches than in the whole of last season, when they lost out on the title to Manchester City by just a point. But with Thiago Alcantara also missing due to illness, they did not have enough in reserve even to see off a side without a win since August. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch us live. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.